Hello, group. Welcome to Extract Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, Giac Taylor, the last Sicilian standing. Oh, this is heavy. And pretty darn cool. They're from Italy. And it's basically a solo project. I read that, never mind the name of the band, never mind that I did not pronounce the first name of the band correctly. I could not get Google to pronounce phonetically. I'm supposed to pronounce it. J as in Jack, A, H, K. Giac. I know I'm foul deaf, and now I'm pronouncing that. But the real name, this is a solo project where the real name of the guy, it's Italian, bear with me when I pronounce it slowly. Giacomo Panarisi. That's who this project is. Giacomo. He also is a frontman of another band that's pretty happening, but I haven't heard it. Here we go again. Can't read my writing. Ramano Nervoso. That's, you could consider his day job. So, basically, during the pandemic, he's, can't be with other people, gets in a studio by himself, plays all the instruments himself, and becomes Giac Taylor. And he's the godfather of spaghetti rock, since he's Italian. And 9 songs, 39 minutes. All the songs are really cool and pretty heavy, but it stays within hard rock. Some younger people will hear this album and think of bands, perhaps, that I don't listen to, of a power metal or a symphonic metal nature, especially with the keyboards going on. They claim to themselves that's metal, blues rock, psychedelic rock, stoner metal, stoner rock, and doom. Sure they are. And really nice riffs too, tomb riffing going on, the whole thing. And I kept 3 songs. Your taste may vary. I tend to really like the second half of the record, probably side 2. Instrumental, The Last Sicilian Standing, title track. That's instrumental. But the 3 songs right after that got to me. Love those 3. The Witch, Hungry for Love, and and this is the refrain of the song, May Satan bless your soul. It's as cool as it sounds, without becoming, satanic silliness. It's just a nice lyric. But all the lyrics very nicely, very much in certain 70s albums, where the lyrics would vary a touch. I like that. And another song that almost made the cut, Soldier and Outlaw. That's pretty cool too. But, the opening track, Armchair Warrior. Resemble anybody? Path of Love, The Blame. And the last track, the epic last track, 9 minutes, The Italian Abduction. Those are all fine and cool songs too, but just to my ear, what I get into, what I said, the rich, hungry for love, may Satan bless your soul. It's just really heavy, really well produced, great mix. I just really cool stuff. But maybe I'm not giving you an accurate idea of what you're getting yourself into. Like I said, I'm old, and I refer to, there might be power metal and doom metal, stuff in the heavy metal section that people may, this sound, Giac Taylor sounds like this. I can't make that comparison. The comparison I can make is going all the way back to the roots of hard rock. The roots of hard rock, early 70s. Well, there's a big four at that time. Okay? If you were live and you listen to people who were historians of hard rock, and they talk about the early 70s. Well, the big two is still the big two over 50 years later. Sabbath and Zeppelin. Of course they are. If you want to expand it to a big three, well, you got to bring in Deep Purple. Okay? Early Deep Purple in rock, Machine Head. Oh yeah, that's number 3. Deep Purple kind of lost standing over the years, with breaking up, reforming, whatnot. But early 70s, Purple was huge, and should have been. Come on, hey, Highway Star, Smoke on the Water, Child in Time, Speed King, yeah. But, as people like to do today, who's the big four? Who would be the big four of early 70s hard rock? The start of hard rock as we know it today. Number 4 would be what Giac Taylor reminds me of. Early. And, this band lost their standing as hard rock over the years because they went to prog and commercial metal and commercial rock and lost their standing. But early 70s, Uriah Heep, especially this Uriah Heep, that too, but especially this one. Did I get a thing of songs here? Oh, Gypsy. Ah, right there, Gypsy. And that cover. And put a tank on your cover. How can you not love that? But early the rye heap. Oh yeah, that's what Jack Taylor reminds me of. Early, especially in the keyboards. The keyboard work from Giacomo. Oh, his keyboards, killer. And just, my gosh, it reminds me of early Heap. Absolutely great stuff. Different than that. It's a updated 21st century Heap. Okay? Early Heap, updated 21st century. You get my idea? Not quite like early Heap. Early Heap's kind of lo-fi after all these years. But in 21st century, the 21st century version of early Heap. Whoa. Really like it. If you allow me to digress maybe further, who else would be contenders for a top 4 of early 70s? 70, 71, 72, 73. 74, you push it. But then other people start up in 74. Talking early 70s. So we're pretty much saying 70, 71, 72, 3-ish. Okay? Who else would enter the conversation as hard rock? Hard rock giants. Grand Funk Railroad. Yeah, that would be a contender for number 4 on the heels of Heap. Budgie in hindsight. Budgie never made it in the States. Budgie never really made the business. But in hindsight, ooh, Budgie. And Alex Cooper. But yeah, Alex Cooper kind of gave up that throne pretty early. So, yeah, they're doing theatrical music and whatnot. Ugh. School's out, anybody? Yeah, title tracks, brilliant. Rest of the record, barely rock and roll. So, Heap, big, much respect to early Heap. And I have a hard time believing that Giacomo doesn't have any early Heap in his record collection, especially this thing and one or two after that. Ooh, early Heap. Yeah, they went commercial later. That's the problem with a lot of these early heavy bands. They went commercial. Grand Funk Railroad, Locomotion, I'm Your Captain, Maybe there's some others you can bring up. But Heap, at that time, big, huge. And that's what comes to mind when I listen to this. But of course, Martin production, very much a Martin version of early Heap with those keyboards. When he chooses to play, and he usually chooses to play keyboards. Absolute great stuff. And you ought to check it out here on YouTube right after I'm done Did I mention he's Italian? I think we're over genre enough. No ballads. Oh, hell no. No. Barely gets sentimental. Bath of Love? Not even there. Nah, that's not a ballad. Nah. Not for mixed company. I think it's a little heavy for the ladies in your life. And maybe Armchair Warrior is slightly, but I don't follow the lyrics well. Not that he doesn't pronounce well. I'm just not hearing the lyrics crystal clear. So Armchair Warrior could be a slightly political context. They may offend some, what's the term? Armchair Warrior is clearly enough what we're referring to. And certain politicians that never served, eager to put our lads in combat. There's a term for it and it doesn't come to my mind. So there is, perhaps in the first song, a political context that people may not care for. But the rest of this, "It May Satan Bless Your Soul" may not be a good song for the pastor. Just say. But otherwise, it's a pretty inoffensive record otherwise. You like this video? Give it a like. Subscribe to Action Right Corner. Ring the notification bell. And leave a comment. Go listen. Oh, there's a thank you I had to give. Got a big list of bands from this guy. It's not jumping at me. Black Market Playlist. Thank you. They recommended Giac Taylor to me, and I pounced on it. Also gave me a bunch of other recommendations you're going to be hearing soon. So I'm not going to thank him every single time for 24 records I'm going to review in the near future. But thank you, Black Market. Short-term memory issues. Black Market Playlist. And of course, the head honcho of Electric Frankenstein, Sal. Sal also gives a lot of good hints of good action rock. You know, the name of this show, Action Rock Corner, right? Right. Darn good record. Go check it out. Thank you for watching. Have fun with your music. And we'll see you again soon.